Hello everybody. So a couple days ago there was a question asked on a Facebook group that I'm on. Do you let the intruder, meaning for a home invasion, do you let the intruder know that you're armed? Now, as you can imagine, this being social media that we're talking about, every type of person answered that question. From the correct answer, which we're going to get to in a minute, from the correct answer to the people that thought they were going to spring to action and perfectly clear and pie every corner in their house and hunt this individual down and eventually kill the bad guy, right? The latter is probably the worst answer I could imagine someone giving. Now again, this is in regards to, do you let the home invader know that you have a gun? Yes. Yes, you do. You do that on the phone call with the police. So, call the cops. First thing, call the cops when if you think in the middle of the night, somebody breaks in, you hear the glass break, somebody creaking on the floor, whatever, right? First thing, call the cops. Give them your information. Give them your information, where you live, name, phone number, all that stuff, and that you have a home invader and that you're home alone. This is, of course, under the assumption that you are home alone. And then while you have the cops on the phone, while you have dispatch on the phone, mind you, these calls are getting recorded. While you have dispatch on the phone, you yell to the bad guy, I am on the phone with the police. I am armed and will defend myself. Get out of my house, in that reasonable order. It can be, I am on the phone with the police, get out of my house, I have a gun and I'm armed, whatever. You want the cops to hear this, and you want the bad guy to hear this. Most bad guys, most of these guys that break into a home, either A, think you're home, or B, think that you are asleep and they won't be confronted. Bad guys want victims. And number one, you're awake, that's gonna startle him. There's the best possibility he's probably going to leave. Number two, now he knows you're armed, you're no longer a victim, so you're home and armed. Chances are they're going to get the hell out of the house as fast as possible. This leaves usually the really screwed up people, the ones that are on highly medicated, looking for drugs or drug money and things like that. Those people are unstable. The nuance behind that situation, I can't even begin to address here. So now the cops know that you're armed. The cops know that you're in danger. This has all been recorded on the phone call. So if you happen to have to discharge your firearm, if you happen to have to kill this person that's in your home, that phone call, that recording could mean the difference between your trial maybe never happening, or if it does, being a self-defense trial or a murder trial. And that's really what I want to get through to you today, is that you don't want the police walking up to you and a dead guy and you're holding a gun and they don't know what happened. That's the last thing you want to happen. You do not want this. You don't want you don't want a dead guy in your house, and whether you have a gun or not, you don't want to be the one standing over top of them alive. Because the first thing they've walked up on, no matter what you say, the first thing they walked up on is a murder scene. And that is what we're trying to avoid. So if you have a home invader, you're home alone, you get woke up, whatever happens, make sure and call the cops. Make sure that they know what is happening. Make sure that recording happens. Make sure you always stay on the phone with them. Because again, chances are the guy's booking it out of there anyway. Once he finds out you're home and finds out you're armed, chances are he's booking it out of there anyway. But number two, if you do have to use your firearm, that phone call could be the difference between you being in jail that night or for the rest of your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.